Former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty is throwing his hat into the ring for the 2012 GOP nomination. He's in Des Moines, Iowa, where he will make a formal announcement today. Governor Pawlenty, good morning.
Good morning to you, Matt.
Nice to have you a part of the party. And let me ask the simplest question. Why? Why do you want to be president?
Well, I want to be president because America is in big trouble. Our finances are out of control. The debt and the deficit are not being tackled by the current president. I've got experience in Minnesota as governor in tackling spending. I balanced budgets. I got an A rating from the Cato Institute, one of only 4 governors in the country to do it. The other 3 aren't running for president, by the way, Matt. But our country needs new leadership, and we've got to get this economy moving again. President Obama, unfortunately, doesn't have the courage to look the American people in the eye and tell them the tough truth, the things that we're going to need to do to get our spending under control. I'll do that.
I was going to wait till a little later in the interview to bring this up, but since you talk about balancing budgets and your record in Minnesota, let me ask you about this. A former Republican governor of the state of Minnesota, Arne Carlson, had this to say about your time there and your fiscal responsibility. Quote, "I don't think any governor has left behind a worse financial mess than he has." This is a Republican saying that. How do you respond?
Well, actually, Arne Carlson had become an Obama supporter and a John Kerry supporter and said he had left the Republican Party some years ago. So I don't think he's an actual neutral or honest broker of anything, and it's not accurate. Every time during my time as governor, 8 years, 4 budget cycles, 2 years each, I balanced the budget every time. And in fact, the last one ends this summer, and it's still going to end in the black. So they're talking about a projected deficit down the road that's based on a lot of big spending increases that I don't support and wouldn't have allowed had I continued on as governor.
Let me ask you about money. It's going to take a lot of money to run for president, Governor, and especially when you're going up against someone like Mitt Romney, who can raise a lot of money and has a lot of money. Some of the thinking was that a lot of the donors in this race might have been sitting on the sidelines waiting to hear what Mitch Daniels was going to do. He's announced he will not run. I know you've, according to some reports, reached out to some of those donors. What kind of response are you getting?
Well, the response has been good. We're not going to be the money champion in the race to start with. My friend Mitt Romney will be the front runner in that regard. But we're going to have enough money to run a competitive and successful campaign. It may not be the BMW or the Mercedes campaign, but it'll be a good, solid Buick and maybe even trending towards a Cadillac, and that'll be enough for us to be competitive and win.
In the early polls, you're in the single digits. It looks like Mitt Romney in most polls right now seems to be the front runner. So let me ask you a direct head-to-head question. Why would you be a better nominee than Mitt Romney?
Well, I don't criticize or draw contrast to other people. I can just tell you what my strengths are, and my strengths are this. When it comes to getting this federal government spending and deficit and debt under control, I've got a record in Minnesota of actually doing that. Like I said, there's only 4 governors in the country that got that A grade from Cato Institute. I did. I cut taxes. I did market-based instead of government-based health care reform, performance pay for teachers, public employee pension reform, and that's why these outside groups are saying this is one of the best, if not the best, conservative record in the country, and I'm proud of that record, and that's one of the strengths I bring to it. And I also, Matt, have got a background that I think a lot of Americans would like. Grew up in a blue-collar town. My dad was a truck driver for much of his life.
Right.
My mom was a homemaker. And so I think those kinds of life stories connect with people, not just in terms of policy positions, but at a heart and gut level as well.
And just in the 10 seconds I have left, Governor, people often look at you and they say, is there enough charisma there for Tim Pawlenty to beat Barack Obama? What's your answer to that?
Well, I'm not running for entertainer-in-chief. These are serious times, and they need serious people with serious solutions. So if you're looking for the loudest or a comedian in the race, vote for somebody else, but I'll bring the solutions forward that'll actually fix the country.
Former Governor Tim Pawlenty, congratulations on the announcement. Good luck. Come see us in the studio, please.
I'll do it, Matt. Thank you.
All right, great.